This is 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. Chapter 4, Footprints on the Roof. This is episode 58. For the last few days, you all have been doing various downtime activities, various preparations, selling some stuff, getting the value of items acquired while on your adventures in the pit, strengthening or establishing relationships, flirting heavily, and doing other things heavily, heavy makeout sessions. Last time was date night at the festival that is taking place in the streets of Sandpoint, leading up to tomorrow evening's Ritual of Stardust, an annual celebration honoring Desna that is very popular in Sandpoint in particular, in this Lost Coast region, attracting travelers from all around the surrounding areas of Aricia and beyond to peddle their wares, perform shows, and things like that, including a member of the Lamplighter Company who you met on your journey returning from the pit in your most recent delve. Sarah Lumen, a performer from Kaeryn, who Velynia was quite eager to take in Sarah Lumen's show, and all of you chose to attend that show. It was a one-woman show in 3 acts, a tale of unrequited love, betrayal, and a promise of vengeance. We, the audience, saw that at the end of that, one of the jugglers in the crowd, as the jugglers and mimes began surrounding, moving through the packed crowd, Velynia was drugged and poisoned, lost consciousness, and dragged away unseen by anyone. The rest of you, the show is over, and it is now getting to that point of the night where this day before the final day of the festivities, it's a sort of transition that is happening on the streets. Families and theater goers are drifting out into the streets in the theater district here after Sarah's performance. Children are asleep against their parents' shoulders. Area merchants are beginning to pull shutters closed. But at the same time, the night crowd is arriving. Dock workers with fresh coin, drunk sailors, musicians, gamblers, and people with no intention of going home before dawn. The streets are packed tight with bodies, lantern light, laughter, and the smell of smoke and frying food. As you are all beginning to disperse from this crowded venue and the seemingly endless crowds in front of the Sandpoint Theater, you hear a sudden boom up in the sky up above you. Suddenly, several people look up, but you can see, even before you look up, the brilliant green light reflected on the crowd's heads and faces as fireworks burst in the air above you. Boom, boom, boom! More eruptions in rapid succession. Dazzling streaks of red and gold splashing across the night sky. And the crowd is oohing and eyeing and gasping and cheering as random fireworks are going off. What are you all doing in these moments as you find yourself suddenly... The best way I can think of it is if you've ever been to an amusement park, like Disney World or Land or Cedar Point for those of us in the Midwest, or similar. When you come out of your sort of isolated experience in a ride or a show or something, and suddenly you're back out in the throng of the masses moving to and fro, what's everybody up to? Where are you headed? Are you meeting up? What's going on? Anyone?
Well, Millie is vaguely kind of flowing with the crowd and making her way kind of back up north-ish towards, I think she's headed in the general direction of the Rusty Dragon.
That would be actually south.
She's heading south, going with the flow, heading towards the Rusty Dragon.
Okay.
And when the fireworks go off, she immediately just goes, oh my, oh, they're so beautiful, but do they have to be so loud?
Boom, boom, boom! In response, Icselo, I believe you were also about to speak up.
If I'm not mistaken, I had Lyra with me.
That is correct.
So I imagine she's on my shoulders, so we are like, I imagine Ixelo's already like a head taller than most people in the crowd. So like you see Icselo head and then full body of Lyra, and she's probably like enamored with the fireworks.
Oh yeah,
ahead.
absolutely.
And I'm on like vigilance, trying to find my people, make sure we're all in the group.
Go ahead and make a perception check as Lumi or Natalin tell us what they're up to.
Well, Natalin has just left the show with Caleb, and I think at this point she's got her arm kind of entwined with his, and she's had been saying how it wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it was pretty good. And then the fireworks go off, and she looks up at him and she smiles and she's like, let's head towards the north end of town where it's higher and we get a better view.
He smiles. He does seem to tense a little bit as the fireworks go off, and glances upward, but seems to be scanning the crowd. Almost he seems to be very much intent on like trying to pick a way through the crowd, is what it looks like, as he's scanning through this density of people. Lumi?
After the show, Lumi was like, I know a spot where we can watch the fireworks. And we'll have led her to the cathedral, up to a little trellis in the courtyard.
At this point, you can start moving that way, but with the thickness of the crowds, you're more or less, you're not going to be able to make it to the cathedral at this point. I'm kind of envisioning that just establishing where each of you are in the crowd and what your intention is.
Okay. Yeah, my intention.
Yeah, like which direction are you heading, so I can envision this.
Yeah, my intention is to take her to on top of the roof of the cathedral.
Okay. Icselo, how'd you do on that perception check?
Total of 22.
I think with the 22, you're able to scan the crowd and spot Millie. You see Natalin emerging from the area of Sarah Lumen with Caleb Valdemar. And at first you don't see Lumi, but you spot Sava. And then you notice that she's with Lumi. But you don't see Velynia anywhere in this crowd.
So I mean, respectively, Lumi and Natalin have taken their dates off alone. Millie, you're going towards the Rusty Dragon?
Because she figures that folks from her party, if they're not ready to wind down yet, will end up there. And worst case scenario, she's expecting, of course, Natalin will eventually be there because she doesn't know she's out on a fucking date. And and Bathana's there. So,
well, if I see you, I'm going to beeline for you.
I think it's easy enough for you to see Millie and wend your way through this crowd to get to her.
And I would sidle up beside you and just kind of match pace. I didn't see where Velynia went to.
oh, I never know where that girl is. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Lyra. Way up there.
She's probably got a full face paint.
Yeah, full face paint plus what initially looks like some kind of weird clown makeup is actually just all kinds. Like she probably had a candy apple, like 3 different flavors of cotton candy, a little bit of chocolate, everything, and sprinkles from a donut. It's just all just little kid, which means it's probably in your hair. And as she shouts down to you in mock, like, hello, hello, hello. Yeah.
She's the fucking best. Where are you two headed?
Seems like we're probably going to catch a little bit left of the scenery before Lyra goes home. Not kind of like
Aww.
a little bit. It's late. You know it's late.
I don't know it's late. I can't tell time yet.
You're a lot of things, Lyra. You're not a fibber.
Well, I'm gonna go listen to some of the stories and just pick up on the general vibe of the Rusty Dragon for a bit before I turn in for the night.
That's where we're going, right, Dad?
Yes, that's where we're going as well.
Oh, wonderful!
Baron, roll a d20, and add a 8 to it.
Alright, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Is this something that I should be concerned about?
No. Well, I was just having you roll a perception check for Lyra.
Nah, she ain't paying attention.
I think at one point she's just distracted as she suddenly, which she probably has been doing quite frequently on your shoulders. She pats the top of your head a little incessantly and goes, "Dad, Dad, Dad, Dad," as a woman walking by on stilts in just incredible costume that is designed with lots of sequins to catch all the lights. It's very colorful, but in addition to the stilts that make her rise up even taller than you guys are, she has these additional stilts for her hands, so she looks like some kind of four-legged creature, similar to the
like a disco version of the bugs from Dark Crystal.
Yes. I was going for the Dark Crystal type thing. I forget what they're called.
I don't know
not the bugs, but they were almost like
Striders?
They might have been Striders.
Land
But
Striders?
they're basically just sort of in slow motion. You see this. They're moving at what seems in slow motion as they're picking their way through the crowd. Lots of kids oohing and eyeing and looking up. And then all of you hear from the direction of the Sandpoint Cathedral, which is... You guys are on Festival Street right now. Lumi you and Sava were just beginning to head sort of northeast on Festival Street to go towards the cathedral. Natalin, were you taking Caleb to the cliffs on the west side, or were you heading north?
Okay, my answer would be, as a Sandpoint native, knowing where these fireworks are coming from, what would be the best vantage point to see them? Would it be
honestly, the best vantage point would be any rooftop, because they are being launched from all over the city. This is not a sanctioned...
Not an isolated show.
It's not an isolated or sanctioned show. This is kind of like what's happening out in my neighborhood right now, where people have gotten a hold of pyrotechnics and are releasing them willy-nilly.
Then how about we just clamber on top of the roof of the theater building? That's what we would do.
Okay. So... yeah, I think while this has been going on with Natalin with Millie and Icselo and Lyra, we kind of see the camera shifts as we see Caleb and Natalin clambering up a service ladder on the side of the Sandpoint Theater, heading up towards the rooftop. And as you climb up there, you do see all over town. I'm probably getting cut completely on all of my wonderful sound effects.
You really are.
I'm just pantomiming it. What's great is I'm confident that the stream is getting all of my great sound effects.
Oh yeah.
Yep. However, I would like a perception check with a +2 circumstance bonus from you, Natalin. And for what it's worth, when I'm not rolling on screen, the D20 I'm using, Tamiko, is the one you expressly told me to use in this game.
I jinxed it. I put my bad Tamiko juju all over that thing.
Well, I just rolled a 6 with it, so...
Whoa.
I do not want to keep this roll. I would like to spend a die to re-roll.
What did you get?
I rolled a 5 on my die, so it would have been a 17 total. But I don't like that.
Okay.
I'm a little antsy.
So you re-roll.
I'm going to re-roll. Come on, click. Re-roll. It was almost a nat 20, but this time it'll be a dirty 20.
Okay.
So I'll keep that. Yeah.
A dirty 20 is enough for you to notice what I'm about to describe, but I would like Lumi to also make a perception check.
14 total.
Okay. I would like... I think I'm spelling that wrong. Yep, that is the wrong. I'm trying to find something real quick. And Sava's last name is Bevanicki. And I did a search for Sava Brovinsky. I don't know why I thought her name was Brovinsky. This is not helping me. Oh, wait. Sorry. Go ahead and roll another d20. I'm going to have you roll for Sava.
13 on the die.
Okay. Give a hickey. Okay, so Sava gets a +8, so that would become a 21 for Sava. Millie and Icselo, I would like you to roll as well, but I'm going to have you roll with a -2 penalty.
I was about to say, do I get some kind of penalty for being short? 'Cause
Well,
I
it's
should get
not
a
for being
penalty
short,
for
it's
being
just because
short.
the two of you are currently engaged in conversation.
Is this perception?
It is perception.
Nat 20 for a total of 28.
Fantastic.
Holy ball sack. Meanwhile, in Millie's world, that's a 3 plus an 8, 11.
Okay. So
Millie's got the festival fever. She's not paying attention to nothing.
the night is suddenly pierced with screams. Natalin, you, with your higher vantage point, you see something peculiar moving rapidly down Festival Street from the northeast. You see crowds of people moving out of the way as you see several fireworks shooting up in rapid succession, incessantly. Icselo, you hear the sudden sound of street-level fireworks, accompanied by the rapid hoofbeats and sound of a horse-drawn cart, as you hear the crowd screaming ahead of you, actually behind you, as you guys had turned toward the Rusty Dragon. And you see the crowds of people beginning to rapidly part, but you can't quite see the source yet. Lumi, you hear these sounds, but I think rather than not completely noticing it entirely, you recognize these particular fireworks are fairly common. They're known as Thessalonian candles, where people light them and they just shoot in rapid succession. Baron's like, I know what you did there.
I'm impressed, really. Continue.
As you can now see from your vantage point with Caleb, Natalin, that there is a horse-drawn cart that has several of these Thessalonian candles strapped to the stakes all around, and there are two halflings in the back with lit tapers, and they're just moving from fuse to fuse to fuse, and then as soon as one of them makes the rounds, they start hooking in new candles. As it gets closer, Icselo, you can start to see over top of the crowd that the besides the halflings in the back, you can see that there is a wild-eyed old man with a long gray beard whipping in the wind, with a crooked pointy hat that's practically, he's holding on to it with one hand. People are scattering in every direction as the wheels are bouncing violently over cobblestones. The horse looks absolutely terrified, and as it gets closer, Lumi, you still don't see the wagon yet, but you hear, "Moo, you joyless bastards! You only die once!" From this crazy-looking old man. And thankfully, Lumi, Sava noticed the approach and suddenly grabs you in her arms and pulls you back. As she falls backwards with you falling on top of her, narrowly dodges. You just see this, and this whole thing just rushes past you. Icselo, you see what Millie doesn't see, as this horse and cart is charging right through the crowd towards your position. If Millie doesn't move, she's going to get at least clipped by the horse or the wagon. I need you to... Well, what are you going to do? And then I'll tell you what you need to roll.
pull her as far out of the way as I can, and if there's any chance of overlap, I'm going to switch places with her.
Okay, so I'll have you roll a reflex saving throw. On a fail, you swap places with her and you get hit. On a critical failure, you both get hit.
27.
27 is a regular success. So go ahead and describe how you, with Millie, having not noticed, basically with your reduced height, Millie, you can hear the sounds and you just can't see through the crowd, though you can see the crowd is parting and you see the fireworks and you hear the sounds. And suddenly, what do you do, Icselo?
I feel like in a swift motion, I am pulling Lyra into one arm to keep her away from my center of gravity while I use my other to kind of push her into Millie. And
using Lyra's ballast.
Yeah. That's what she signed up for. Trying to put myself between them and the cart.
Because it was a success, you pull this maneuver off. You push Lyra into Millie's arms, sort of shoving her back into a small crowd of people. And you're basically standing there, your balance shifted as you feel. I mean, this is like if you've ever stood on a subway platform as a train just whips past you, or you get a little too close to the curb when traffic is flying by. It just whips your hair back, and you actually feel the heat of the Thessalonian candles as it moves past you, and they continue on down the street, and you hear the cackling of the old man, and you can see in the back of the wagon the two halflings howling with laughter. The enchanted fireworks are screaming into the sky with shrill whistles, and then deafening cracks that are shaking windows. As this cart tears past you, smoke and sparks left in its wake. You didn't get hit. It doesn't look like anybody got hit. And around you all, you begin to see, as anger starts to give way to laughter, curses are shouted, but more with affection than malice. More like, you that old son of a bitch. And those so-and-sos, as they vanish deeper into the city, going around a corner, trailing smoke, sparks, and you hear the last keening of laughter from the old man as you helplessly watch this all take place from your high vantage point, Natalin. But see that Icselo was able to take care of things, and Lumi seems to be in good hands, literally, as well.
There's a bit of a giggle of a hello there as Lumi's pulled in close to Sava.
I would like to add to that scene, because I think with Natalin, like seeing that the cart race down the street, she sees it approaching Millie and Icselo as it's about to hit him, and watches as Icselo does that whole trying to swaps with Millie thing, and I think unconsciously Natalin is already poised to jump off the building, ready to go down there, when she notices that, like, I imagine like there's this like moment, right, like time stopped, she sees that, you zoom in on that the picture of what's happening there. She's ready to jump, and when the kind of dust clears, we see that Icselo is fine, Millie is fine, Lyra is fine, and Natalin's tenseness just kind of leaves her body before then she realizes that Oh yeah, Caleb's here too.
And Caleb just kind of smiles down, looking at everything, and kind of looks in the direction of where the cart went. You have eyes on it for just a little bit longer from your higher vantage point. And he just kind of shakes his head and looks at you and says, "Things have gotten pretty exciting since I left."
You have no idea.
You also notice from your high vantage point, Natalin, that Millie and Lyra were shoved into a small crowd of people. As Millie, you are recognizing that you are standing in the midst of Morella and Lanai Trennel, along with Tavi and Ellis.
Well, Millie's still got a little bit of delayed shock face, right? Like she was talking about, she was just talking about the cheese she was going to get and the drinks she was going to get at the Rusty Dragon, and the next thing you know, like Icselo's grabbing her and like shoving her aside, and so she's like, "Oh," and
Millie, I am so sorry. I did not mean
thunders.
to shove you like that.
Well, Icselo, you saved my life. You're a hero. And that man was very irresponsible.
I got a good look at his face.
Oh, that's right. You can file a report because you're still official.
That I can. Picking Lyra up as well. You're not injured, are you?
You see that as you reach for Lyra, she's already animatedly in conversation with Tavi and Ellis, and seemingly from the boys has two new sugary treats, one in each hand. And Ellis has Ellis is holding a what looks like a very well handmade, brightly colored stuffed chicken. Actually, this one is a stuffed rooster. And Tavi is sort of he seems to be sort of on the edge of acting like his little brother and Lyra, both of whom are Tavi and Ellis are both older than Lyra. Ellis is around 11. Tavi is 13. He's torn between acting like a little kid and trying to act a little more mature, especially in the absence of Bryn, who is notably not with the family. Lanai immediately is looking you over, Millie. Oh, that was quite a close call.
Oh, Lanai. Oh, Merla. Oh, all of you. Well, how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in ages, when in reality it's only been a few days.
Well, I don't. So it's been probably several days, because I think there was a time, the last time you saw them, you were asked to stay away from them. You were asked to give them some distance after some things had happened.
The red dinner happened 1, 2, 3, 4 nights ago.
Really? The red dinner? So, okay. Well, 4 days seems to be enough with the festivities and everything that they see. Even Morella seems to be looking a little concerned and has taken up a bit of a protective posture, similar to Icselo. As Morella just kind of looks at you, Icselo, and says, "I told Lanai we should have left an hour ago to beat the crowds. But no, didn't want to miss the show." I think as sort of this general conversation, mostly by the kids, is happening, Lumi, Sava has sort of helped you up and is also looking you over. You didn't get hit at all, did you?
No, I'm fine. Lumi says.
Came out of nowhere. And you see that Sava's a little bit in defensive mode.
Hey, everything's okay. I'm okay. Everything's good.
This is the time of night where things start to get a little rowdy.
Did you want to go someplace quieter, maybe?
She kind of looks around for a moment, and then she looks down to you and says, "Did
Get out of all this?
you want to go somewhere quieter?"
And she wags her little tail back and forth. Yeah,
All right.
I'd like to.
And she'll reach out for your hand, and she's not pulling you, but she's also making sure she's holding on to your hand tightly and starting to use her, I guess, just innate intimidation to get some of the crowd to move out of the way, as you begin making your way northward as intended. Natalin, Caleb, you see that everybody seems to be in good hands, and Natalin, you do continue to see fireworks all around town. There's a mixture of I guess like more traditional, what we would expect from fireworks. You can, from your vantage point, you can see going up and down a few other streets where the cart is, the echoing laughter of the crazy old man and the trail of Thessalonian candles firing off into the air. And then there's a few of the fireworks that are that seem to be coming from some of the encampments that are outside of town, where a lot of the people from outside of Sandpoint, the travelers, have come. These tend to be louder and more elaborate, bursting into exquisite shapes, flower arrangements. Probably the more common thing that you're seeing is multicolored fireworks in various sizes and shapes of the monarch. And as you're sort of looking around, you see one that just goes, you hear the boom, and then you see the streak into a dazzling, multicolored monarch. And then as these sparkles start falling around it, they start going whistling, and they look like smaller monarchs just going in all directions.
So I think once the excitement down below had kind of stopped, and Natalin remembers where kind of she's at the moment, she would lie down on the roof, looking up, like, you know, hands behind her head, looking up at the sky, watching the fireworks, kind of trying to relax and enjoy, kind of like what, you know, she promised she would do, having a little bit of a difficulty because of what had just happened, and to whom, but she's trying to get back in the mood of where they're at. And I think once that butterfly, that when that glorious one comes across the sky and we see the little ones, there is an intake of breath. That's beautiful.
You see that as you say that, the brilliant purples and oranges and pinks and blues reflecting on your face, you see also Caleb's face illuminated from above and the side, from this, And Caleb is looking at you and said, yes, it's very beautiful.
I think there's a moment when Natalin just kind of, when she catches that look, there's this kind of a moment where she's kind of she wasn't expecting that, honestly, and she just doesn't really say anything before she turns back and looks up at the sky again.
At this point, just checking something real quick. Down on the streets below, actually quite close by, Lumi, Sava pulls you into an alley, into Raven Street, which runs northeast off of Festival Street, and is a shortcut that would lead towards either the cathedral or what is slightly closer is Sava's Armory. And so as you move into the side street, this alley basically, there's a handful of people here in the alley, here and there. And I think as you get halfway down and you're in shadow, Sava sort of stops and looks at you and says, "Is this quiet enough?"
Lumi pauses to listen. She steps forward closer to Sava, pausing, pretending to listen.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, okay. Oh, that's a 4 on this. She's so distracted right now. 4 plus 11, that's 15.
You hear what sounds like the crowd screaming again, but it sounds like like you would hear it in an amusement park in the distance as a roller coaster goes by, and you hear that as whether it's actually distant or you're imagining it to be distant in this moment, you're unsure. As you're feigning to pay attention to the world around you. And Sava kind of smirks down at you and says, "It's quiet, but not very private."
Yeah, you're right.
And
It's out in the open, isn't it?
sorry, I spoke over you. What did you say?
So, yeah, you're right. A little bit out in the open, isn't it?
And she kind of gets that sly smile on her face again. And go ahead and roll me a d20 with a +8.
9 plus 8 is 17.
She grabs your hand and starts to pull you further down the alley, continuing on the way, when she hesitates, looking back the way you came. Icselo, Millie, you hear from up the road, Festival Way, the same direction the fireworks cart came. You hear screaming again. Screams from the crowd. Icselo, these screams are different. These are not the screams of surprise. These screams are more visceral. They sound like people terrified. And you can already see the crowd ahead is beginning to surge to either side like a breaking wave. Natalin, you hear the screams too from down below. You and Caleb are lying on your backs. You can't currently see what's going on. But Icselo, you see. As the crowd parts, 2 horses burst into view. Their manes and tails are on fire, burning like torches, flames streaming behind them as they gallop blindly through the street in an utter panic. They are dragging behind them a wagon that is fully engulfed in fire. The wheels are spitting sparks in every direction. You can see people jumping out of the way, this time almost with reckless abandon, crashing into one another, crashing into the buildings. You hear glass breaking as a couple storefronts, as people crash into them, trying to get away from this, as the heat is slamming into the crowd, pushing them further back. Suddenly, it's right in front of the theater, moving past. The burning cart suddenly fishtails violently, flips over, breaks the harness of the horses. The 2 horses with their manes and tails afire continue galloping in a froth down the street, but the cart flips, rolling a couple times and smashing into a cluster of food vendor stalls with a huge crash. The theater district erupts. Natalin, you and Caleb, you see from the front of the theater the sudden plume of fire and smoke as wood explodes into splinters. Lanterns burst. There's a storm of sparks and burning debris that spirals into the air as flaming oil from the food vendor splashes across the canvas awnings. Fire races rapidly and hungrily from stall to stall. Merchants are screaming and scrabbling, trying to save whatever they can. Seeming to, well, not even seeming, you only catch, Lumi, you and Sava catch just a brief glimpse of the flaming horses and cart as they sail past the opening of this alleyway, and then you hear the commotion of the explosion of oil and the cart breaking apart. In direct counterpoint, fireworks are still bursting in the air around town. A tremendous burst into a brilliant fire flower of reds and yellows and oranges suddenly breaks apart through the center, and above you, Natalin, you see the night itself seem to ignite. A blazing arc of fire streaks across the sky above Sandpoint, as fast as a meteor and impossibly low. It zips across the tops of the buildings, rooftops flashing orange beneath it. And then you all hear a howl, blood-curdling and inhuman. It rolls across the city from every direction at once, echoing off the stone and the timbers until it feels like something is clawing its way into the bones of everyone who hears it. The flaming shape banks sharply, and it crashes down on the rooftop, no more than 30 feet away from Natalin and Caleb, of the Sandpoint Theater, in an eruption of embers and shattered tiles. For one terrible moment, it crouches there motionless against the infernal lit sky. You see and you recognize the Sandpoint Devil. This creature is massive, gaunt. It's wrong. You've seen it before. Its shape doesn't quite make sense. Its body resembles some monstrous fusion of great cat, bat, and emaciated horse, wrapped in a patchy black hide stretched tight over ribs, tangles of coarse, filthy fur rippling along its spine, while its elongated limbs end in hooked claws that scrape and spark from the rooftop tiles. The head is the worst of it. Long and equine, yet almost human in places. Its maw full of jagged yellow teeth hanging open far too wide, and eyes that glow with a hateful orange of a forge fire. Smoke curls out from its nostrils. Its tattered wings unfurl slowly behind it, impossibly large, ragged like rotting sails, embers drifting from the holes in the membranes. The beast raises its head towards the sky and screams. I need you all to roll for initiative. And as we're doing that, I'm going to tell you, this is not going to be a typical fight. Don't expect a typical fight. That's all I'm going to say. I do have Owlbear Rodeo open. It's not necessary, but I think it'll help us to understand where the Sandpoint Devil is. As I need to do... You might want to move a little bit there, Natalin. And I need to check something real quick. Of course.
While Jake checks something, go check us out on redbubble.com. At Redbubble, you can get shirts and shit. Cari would have done this better than me, but she's abandoned us and we're all about to die. Redbubble.com. Just type exclamation point merch into the chat to get the link and go buy shit.
So I forgot to add a Caleb token, but we'll assume Caleb is on the rooftop there with you. So I apparently did not add it to my tokens. I think, yeah, that works for where you all are. And then in our initiative tracker, I already pre-rolled for the Sandpoint Devil. Millie, what do you got?
Oh, for my initiative?
Yeah.
Sorry, 21.
Okay. So this is going...
Hey, Icselo, fix your HP on the owlbear.
I admittedly have no control over my token right now.
Oh. Well, where is Icselo? There he is. Whoops.
Me either.
Oh. That's weird. Let me fix this real quick. Icselo, Millie, and let me make sure you have control over your cat. All right, you should be able to maneuver your token there, Icselo. Okay. So this is going to be a dynamic fight. This is round one. The Sandpoint Devil is on the rooftop, which is about...
You're on the theater, aren't you?
There, yes, it's on the front part of the theater. So it's probably about, I'm gonna say about 40 feet up to the rooftop.
It's tall. It's taller than most buildings, probably.
Yeah, I don't think it specifies. What's the Sandpoint Theater's 23? Let's see here real quick. So Playhouse, no original. Massive playhouse. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 40 feet up to the rooftop there. And Natalin, you are first in the initiative order.
Well, Madeline's instinct, as soon as she hears and sees this thing, is to cast Moonlight Ray upon it.
Moonlight Ray.
I need to make a spell attack.
Yeah, as I said, you're about 30 feet away from this thing.
Yeah.
I'm less concerned on the map with like actual distances. The map is more so we have a reference. I guess I could let our audience see what it is we're talking about here. Let me reset this. I had all of this set up before I had issues. I didn't have issues. My computer had issues. I have issues. We know that. Somebody shook their head yes as I said that.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
now
that
I
was me confirming that I actually have something that I was hoping I had.
Okay. Somebody shook their head when I said I have issues. I can see it in my periphery.
That was me. I was nodding.
Okay, Natalin, how's your attack? What'd you roll?
I rolled a 26 to hit.
What does the Moonlight Ray look like as you cast it?
So it's like, as she's casting it, this ball of, well, it's like there's a moon that it kind of appears up in the sky, or as she's pulling it or something, above. So like there's the illusion of the moon appearing above the creature, and then
what if it's from a firework that explodes?
Sure,
that's in all white and sort of spherical and just resembles enough of the moon that you steal the light from it to empower your spell.
And it comes straight down and engulfs this demon. It's kind of like this column of light.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
the Sandpoint Devil, with its wings flared out, just seems to flutter almost like a cape, swirl its wings around, pivoting, and this moonlight just crashes into the roof near it. You missed the Sandpoint Devil with a 26.
Arg. Oh, I've stood up. I should have mentioned that first. Like the first thing she would have done is stand up and then cast a spell.
Okay.
That is one down.
I think that, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Next to
while
you,
Jake's figuring that out, go to Redbubble. I don't have a contract like Cari does.
all right. In a similar fashion, where you seem to steal the light from a firework, an arcing firework passes overhead, and Caleb reaches towards this light, and you see as this arcing what is essentially is like another Thessalonian candle. You hear it whistling, and he sort of redirects it as it lands in front of him, and when it bursts directly in front of him, it takes the shape of a door, and he glances at you, Natalin, and kind of shrugs, steps through the door, and vanishes as he casts Dimension Door.
Motherfucker just left her?
I'm not surprised.
Skadoosh.
I am not surprised.
That means that it is the Sandpoint Devil's turn. Having just attacked the Sandpoint Devil and being the closest target to it, and you have fully drawn its attention, the Sandpoint Devil is going to open its mouth as if to scream. But what comes out instead is billowing black smoke that already you can smell the brimstone. And it begins pouring forth and hissing. And in the hissing of the smoke coming out of its mouth, you hear... I need you to make a will saving throw.
I would like to re-roll that, please.
All right.
Rolled the exact same thing. Ugh, one more. So bad.
All right, let me handle the
Okay,
dice here
that one
real
I'll
quick.
keep. Okay, will save will be 26. Not sure it's good enough, but it's better than the other ones.
All right. A 26 is your save.
Yep.
On a success, you are going to take half damage. And you are frightened 1. What you see as the billowing smoke comes out is the Sandpoint Devil has cast Vision of Death. You see a vision of your own death. Tell us what you see as I roll this damage and have it.
So Natalin sees a vision of this. It's kind of an indescript room. It's got stone on the ground, stone on the walls. It's a large room. It's hard to tell where it is or what it is, but what we see is that there are a bunch of other bodies around her, and she's desperate, and she casts a spell, and it goes wide, just as the creature that she's fighting. We don't get to see what it is. We just get to see the attack, the hand or claw, however you want to describe it, as it reaches and swipes at Natalin and pretty much just kind of like rips her belly, her torso, and she falls to the ground.
For a moment, you believe that this is happening. You feel the pain of your belly being ripped open. Though it is all in your mind, you still take 15 points of mental damage.
That is already halved?
Yes, I rolled a 31.
Okay.
That was 8d6 that I rolled. You are also frightened 1, which means you'll take a -1 to your all your checks and DCs. And at the end of each of your turns, so at the end of your next turn, unless it goes up, the frightened value will drop
Go down.
by 1. You should be able to add a frightened 1 condition from the statuses. That, let me just double check. I think that was 2. Yes, that was 2 actions. I think that is all that the devil is going to do right now. Which means, Millie, it is your turn.
If we were playing Kids on Bikes, you would be able to check off your use a forgotten inventory item square. Alas, we're not playing that game. Millie reaches into her pack and she pulls out a scroll and she activates it. However you activate scrolls in Pathfinder, whether you will them to work, read them, who knows how that works. But Millie is going to be activating her scroll of helpful steps. You call forth a ladder or staircase to help you reach greater heights. The ladder or staircase appears in a space you designate and either stands freely or connects to a nearby wall if possible. You decide the height of the ladder or staircase when casting the spell up to a maximum height of 40 feet. The staircase is locked in place and magically supported, allowing you to ascend even if it's in an open area. The conjured staircase is simple in design and made of wood. The staircase is a spiral staircase made of... staircase is a spiral staircase made of wood. While both are supported and have no risk of falling, they can be damaged or destroyed as normal. The staircase is typically easier to ascend, that's why I picked it, though it's less discreet than a ladder and could possibly draw more attention. Well, here we are.
So using the scroll basically requires you to have one free hand, which you do, and takes the normal number of actions as the spell would, so that would be 2 actions.
Plus pulling it out is 3, so that's all of my actions, but a staircase... A spiral staircase suddenly goes and appears next to the fucking building.
Just because I think it's cool, is your intention to go up the stairs?
Eventually, but not right now.
I was gonna say, I kind of like the idea visually, and maybe just think of this later on down the line, of casting the spell while running up a still forming spiral staircase with that like magical... almost like it's burning in reverse.
That would be cool. But mechanically, Icselo's right after me, so he could run up if he's so inclined, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have his sword. So that being said, after that, talking is still a free action, and Millie turns to Morella and says, "Take your wife, the children, and my cat, and get out of here!" And Monte Cristo flies down and lands on her shoulder and goes, "Come on, I know where to go."
And I think they would immediately take off down Bishop Street, heading away from this disaster. All around you, people are screaming and trying to get away. There's a huge, in fact, I'm going to put this here, reduce its size a little bit. But this is essentially the fire from where the horse cart crashed into the vendor stalls right next to on the street there.
Would have made my staircase away from the ongoing fire. Okay.
I wonder. Real quick.
Don't fuck my staircase, Jacob! At least not.
No. I'm actually trying to. Oh, damn it. Enter. Dang it. What? Alright. I'm having a user issue. Well, I was hoping that I could rapidly pull up a spiral staircase from my handy token generator, but I do not see...
That would have been tight as fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Icselo and Lumi, you both got an 18. So, figure out who's going to go.
Lumi will go first, I guess.
Lumi is going to look up at the massive creature, realize that she's just in her dress. She does not have her adventuring gear. She does not have her weapons.
Roll me a D100.
And she's going to tell Saba to run. And we're going to run together. D100, sorry, not D12. 13.
All right. I'm not going to tell you the odds, but I am also going to roll a D100. Oh. Sorry. I had an idea for something cool, but the chances of it happening were kind of small. So, all right. So you guys are running what direction?
Northwards. I imagine, well, I want to get to my gear, which is in the cathedral.
Okay. So I'll say,
So that's what.
I'll say for this round, if you're going to run and using all three of your actions, you can get essentially, I would say, I'm going to say you can get sort of between 11 and 12 there, sort of at the junction of Tower Street and Shell Street, right near Savas, but not quite to Savas.
And then as we get there, I'm going to turn to Saba and say, get inside, hide. Keep safe.
She looks at you and says, yeah, right. I'm going to get my weapons and armor.
And Lumi will give a little smirk at that one, as she is impressed and a little bit smitten by that.
All right. Icselo.
Given that this cart just exploded, is there anything that I could use as a weapon?
Roll me a D100. I will also roll a D100. I'm going to say that there is a 25% chance that one of the vendor stalls, either one of the vendor stalls or just somebody in the crowd, has dropped a weapon. Well done, Vi. I had stopped looking after the first page turned up nothing. A 30?
Yep.
Okay, so if I roll between a math again, let's see, be 30, an 18 and a 42, you find a weapon.
So
48.
Close. So close.
I was going to say, if I rolled exactly the same as you, it was going to be a flaming weapon because it was on fire. Kind of in the Baldur's Gate 3, you can dip a weapon in oil since it is oil. So, no sword, but you could definitely, I will say, because this makes 100% sense, you could grab a flaming piece of timber from one of the structures. You could essentially use it as a club that does an additional D6 fire damage.
So, thought, on a cart, there's like the two beams that come out. I don't know anything about the names of carts.
Yep, I know what you're talking about, though.
But there's like the two side ones, and you like have the horses in between that. Could I have one of those as like a piercing weapon? Like broken, splintered?
I will allow you to use one action to grab hold of this thing, stomp it with your foot, and break it apart, splintering the end, and essentially giving you a spear.
I'll do that. And then I'll use... I have... How much movement do I have normally? 20 feet? So I'll use my movement and action to get the other 40 feet up into the air. Via the steps, and I see Natalin, who is not unconscious but laying on the ground? Question mark.
Nope,
You
standing, fighting this thing.
Okay, well then I'm gonna come from behind and I'm gonna attack it.
I think the falling to the ground was sort of part of the vision of death.
Oh, visual of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to, just for ease here on the map, because it's not quite, the scale's off here. I'm going to reduce the size of the Sandpoint Devil. It's still large, but that'll allow you to move up there on that corner of the roof. A little tight quarters here, but we're managing. And so, Icselo, you have reached, and you are going to make an attack with your improvised spear.
Correct. I'm gonna re-roll it. What did we say failed? I rolled a 27. 27 failed last time, didn't it?
26 failed
26.
last time.
Mm.
27 hits.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh, I was so close! I was so close!
Yeah, you're very close.
You almost had it.
What kind of damage am I rolling?
Just whatever, look up a spear. Whatever a spear would do.
1d6. Eight damage? 8 piercing damage?
Okay. All right. As you stab into it and damage it, it cries out. And I would like a volunteer to roll me a d6. And another volunteer, actually it's going to be a little different here. So somebody roll a d6.
I refuse.
I'll do it. 6.
All right. There is a tremendous, as the Sandpoint Devil lifts into the air. Do you have an attack of opportunity, Icselo? As attacks of opportunity in Pathfinder are a very specific
It's called
action.
a reactive strike, and you should have it as a
Action.
reaction.
It's often depicted as having that little like turnaround arrow
Little
next to
swoop.
it.
A little swoop.
Yeah, a
symbol.
little arrow swoop.
Yes, I do.
So you would then be able to do it because it is basically leaving your area. It's making a move action.
So I can roll another attack.
Yep. In this case, it basically functions like a D&D attack of opportunity. It's just not everybody gets it.
Only a few people get it.
Only if you're a creature or character with that feature.
28. One higher.
Also a hit. So go ahead and roll some more damage.
Less damage though. 7 points of piercing damage.
All right. Where did my double go? Okay. So it takes to the air. And you rolled a 6. So the devil is going to swoop low across first number 28 and then across 29, and then it's going to land just outside the market at the docks. Now, the reason I called out those two locations is as it swoops over top of them, it sets fire to their roofs. So, as of right now, Mvashti's place is, again, on fire. And the Grocer's Hall is also on fire at the rooftop. We are going to move into this the round 2 phase is a cinematic transition phase. So you're not beholden to your limited movement speed. Cinematically, I want you to describe what you're going to do in this scene. And I'm going to have you, depending on what you're doing, I'm going to have you roll to deal with obstacles. This is a hybrid of a chase subsystem. So going in initiative order, Natalin, you see clearly where...
Lumi's up next.
No. Lumi already went.
Icselo went.
No.
just now.
Yeah, I went first.
Lumi went first, then Icselo went. This is a new round. Natalin is up. Oh, shoot. I forgot one thing. Sorry. I gave myself too many mechanics here. Somebody roll me a d6, a different d6. And I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6. Basically, you're rolling me a d3.
That is a 1-2.
Okay, so that is Strafe the Crowd. As the devil swoops over the marketplace, those of you that can see, so Lumi, you have no awareness of this. Millie, at ground level, I think you could actually see the beginning of it down the street. Icselo and Natalin, you watch in horror as it leaves the top of the Grocer's Hall setting fire. It does a slow swoop over the marketplace, opens its mouth, setting fire to market stalls and civilians. I'm going to have everybody roll me a d20 and add I'll tell you what to add here in a moment. Add a 3 to whatever you roll.
16 for me.
6 for me.
Dirty 20.
14.
So 16, dirty 20. I won't make you guys roll every roll. I won't be that horrible. I'm gonna roll. As the Sandpoint Devil strafes through the marketplace, 7 people are killed. And then it lands at the docks. So now, cinematically, Natalin, what are you doing? And I'll say if you choose to pursue the Sandpoint Devil, knowing where it went, you are able to get within range of it in this cinematic round, if that's your choice.
It is my choice. I need to get within 120 feet of it. So what Natalin does is she runs for that corner of the theater where the fire is kind of it's not on the roof, but where the fire is right there, that corner. She runs to that corner and she jumps to the ground. As she's doing that, she grabs her cloak that she always has. It's a blue cloak. And I'm activating it. Awesome. This is like for this turn. It catches the air and she grabs her cloak. It's kind of like it's almost like a parachute a little bit. And she utilizes the draft to guide me to safety. Basically, you treat your fall as 30 feet shorter and you glide to a space of your choice at the bottom of your fall. So that's what she's doing. She's leaping off the building. She's using her cloak to kind of sail down, land on the ground, and then she continues to run towards the marketplace and to get into range of the creature.
Okay, so you are no longer frightened one, and stop right there. I want you, as you're right here, as you sort of land on the ground, this is going to be your obstacle. As you land,
Yep.
You're sort of between a couple of burning buildings, and from that alleyway, Prickleback Lane, there's a sudden surge, almost like a backdraft of fire that shoots out, and I need you to make a reflex saving throw as you run past it to see if you dodge out of the way of these flames.
Oh, good gracious. My first rolls are terrible. I'm going to use a dice. We're not keeping a 2. Okay. Okay, we'll use that one. 27.
Okay, 27 is a success. So you completely avoid the flames and you basically almost like you catch a little bit of thermal from the flames and use it to sort of, with this cloak, give you a little extra push out of the way as the flame shoots out across the lane behind you. So you take no ill effects and you're able to close distance to get within whatever range you wanted to get.
I want to be about 100 feet away, I guess.
So let's say that's probably in the northern middle of the... Yeah, right about there. Unfortunately, as you come around here, this is where you see several burning stalls. You see several burnt bodies. And you see even a handful of people that are crying and screaming. Somebody's holding somebody back as they're grasping towards a loved one who was killed in this attack.
I think when I see them, I'll just be like, run, get to safety.
Millie, you saw Natalin leap off the roof and glide. You caught the beginning of the Sandpoint Devil strafe, so you saw generally where it went. What would you like to do?
Well, Millie's just going to run her average ass down the road.
You catch up to Natalin. Do you wish to go any further? Actually, hold on a second. Yeah, and even digitally, these D12s just roll. A 12, that's always good. I need you, as you're running down the street, I need you to make a perception check. You keep seeing, whether it's the billowing black smoke or the shadows that the flames all around are causing across the buildings, you keep seeing shifting shadows that almost look like they're detaching, like the Sandpoint Devil itself is not where you thought it was and is about to attack. What do you get on your perception check?
29.
That is a success. So you are able to get where you're going without any problem. So is that where you wanted to be?
Yep. What a
Excellent.
waste of a good roll.
I wouldn't say that was a waste of a good roll. You haven't seen what the consequences for failure are yet. Lumi.
I would have probably seen the commotion and whatnot.
From where you're at, I think all you would have seen is the Sandpoint Devil take flight.
Okay.
And you would see that part of town getting brighter with flame.
Yeah, she's still going to keep going, running to the cathedral to find her monarch.
Triple
moving if I have to.
So you actually, in this part of town, because the devil hasn't flown through here, there's no buildings on fire. So you don't have to deal with any flaming issues. However, there are people are starting to spill out of the side streets.
What I will do then is try to calm, like I'll shout and stuff, trying to like calm and organize the people a little bit as I'm running. Like,
Perfect.
Hey, like, get back inside, stay safe and stuff.
Go ahead and make an impression, make a diplomacy check.
Awesome. $20 total.
20 is what you needed. That is a success. So you're able to make your way through the crowd as Sava splits off and quickly unlocks her front door, and you are able to make it all the way back to the cathedral.
And I'm like rummaging, like bursting open the door, you know, rummaging through my adventuring gear and producing Monarch.
Since this is cinematic, if you want to, I will allow you at the end of this portion of your turn for you and Sava to meet back up outside of her shop, now fully armed and armored.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. That takes us to Icselo.
I would like to run across the rooftops through the fire. And I know that there are market stalls in 35 that are on fire, but I'm hoping that maybe there's one that's not that I can jump off the roof into.
So, I think for you, I'm gonna need 3 checks. One is your... 2 of them are going to be your moving across the rooftops. I'm only going to make you make the athletics check to jump across the from 28 down to Mvash. No, not Mvashti's place. This place here that says Gaffer's Walk behind it.
Yeah.
To drop down there and then onto a market stall. So give me 2 athletics checks. Or 1 critical success, and then that'll count for both of them.
Okay. With modifiers, that is 29.
29 is a success on the first one. But I also need you to make a... Fortitude saving throw. As you are moving through thick smoke spilling out of these buildings.
Uh-oh. I'll use another reroll. Burn them up, right?
You don't want to let that natural
No.
1 ride?
No. Okay, significantly better. That would be a 31.
A 31 is a critical success, which means you gain 1 extra action in the next combat round.
So not this one, the next one.
This isn't a combat round. This is a cinematic round. So when we go into combat after this round, you have 4 actions instead of 3. What was your final athletics check?
It was a 12 on the die for a total of 26.
So that is also a success. So yeah, you run through across these rooftops, you leap through burning smoke, holding your breath appropriately. You leap down onto one of the stalls that's perfectly angled, got just enough give in it that you slide expertly down it to land on your feet. And since you critically succeeded, I'm going to say, roll me a D100. I have a number in mind as the...
41.
So, there's a 50% chance, and I was just splitting it. I'm not even going to roll. It was, if you roll in the first half, the stand that you land in front of is a weapon stall.
God damn it, yes.
Choose
Choose your
any
weapon.
choose any non-magical basic melee weapon or martial. I don't know how they're split up. Basically, you can choose a sword, a mace, a hammer, a spear, a whip, chains, gimp mask, whatever. It's weapons in BDSM.
It's a niche market.
Yeah.
We
Well,
have
it is the
our
night
niche
crowd.
other. I find a longsword.
Perfect. I just imagine this moment as you land, grasping your makeshift spear, and then you look at where you landed, and you just see all of these weapons just laying there with a very frightened-looking market. What's the guy? Merchant. And just kind of looking at you as you see a longsword and switch out, or you can, I don't know if you want to dual wield.
Might be cool to have spear in one hand, or offhand, and sword in main. I don't have a
Nice.
shield right now, so anything to keep this thing away from me.
Perfect. So I believe that is everybody, which is going to take us into our third round. So we go into regular initiative order. Natalin, you are up as the Sandpoint Devil is standing on the docks, which...
I'm going to try to call down the moonlight again.
Okay.
And try this dude. Okay, so well, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna use I want to use the dice. We're gonna make this work. Okay. Okay, one more. This is my last one.
That's the sound of your domain dice vanishing. You have 71 of them.
I know, right? Okay, that is a 27 exactly. I will take that.
And
one.
that is a hit.
Yes. Okay, so it's going to take 5d6 cold damage. If he is also unholy, then he's going to take another 5d6 spirit damage.
Give me a second.
And the cold damage is silver damage for the purposes of weaknesses, resistances, and neglect.
So, who would have thought that the creature with devil in its name was unholy? But yes, he is unholy, so...
So the first... Oh, that's a lot of ones. Oh, well. So 16 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And... Oh, that's a lot of fives. 23 points of spirit damage.
Yeah, you see this moonlight call down and fully engulf and begin to trace all of the outlines, almost making the Sandpoint Devil look like a spectral being for a moment. And then you see as almost as if the moonlight is getting into its veins and begins like light leaking all out around it as there's a sudden and it howls in pain as you deal what'd you do, 39 points of damage to it?
I don't remember. I think it was 16 and 20. What was it?
16 and 23.
6. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I realized I did not give you guys your meter by which to judge. A second here. All right. Okay.
Oh, he's got so much hit points.
Okay. So
Sorry, that was 2 actions, so I still have 1 action.
perfect.
Left.
Perfect.
I don't know how useful this will be, but I am going to try to what's the thing called? Intimidating, demoralize. That's what it's called. Use my demoralize. I have an ability that allows me to just be able to do that without having to like talk or anything. I can just stare at it with my
Okay, so
thunder
that's a will
eye.
save.
What is it? It is choose a. Oh, never mind. He's too far away. It's only within 30 feet, so I can't do that. Instead, I will cast shield, so that I have a shield. It's not really like a real shield, but I have a force.
Okay.
Water swirling in front of me.
So
effectively.
the Sandpoint Devil is now going to go, and it is going to fly forward to here, and it lands on its hind feet. And it is going to that's not, what is the distance on that? Hold on. It is going to I think it can only get Natalin and Icselo with this. So it opens its mouth, and in the same area that it around you the burned bodies are, you see it open its mouth and the accursed breath. And I need Natalin and Icselo to make reflex saving throws.
Okay, I spent a dice. That's a 19 for me.
31.
19 into 31. So you're going to take half damage, Icselo. You're going to take full damage and be sickened 2, Natalin.
I'm also going to use the reaction of the shield to do the shield block. I can use the spell's reaction to reduce the damage from any spell or magical effect, even if it doesn't deal physical damage. I don't know. My shield has a hardness of 10, so I'm assuming that it would reduce it by 10, I guess.
Yes. 35 points of fire damage for Natalin. 17 points of fire damage for Icselo. And Natalin, you are sickened 2 because of the agonizing pain of the burns.
Cool. And I reduced that 35 to 25, right? Because of my shield?
Yeah, that's what your shield is doing.
Okay. So,
Hold on a second. You cast, is it the shield spell?
Yeah. Yeah, it says I can use it to reduce damage from any spell or magical effect, even if it doesn't deal physical damage.
I don't know why it's not showing up when I search for it.
Cantrip.
There we go. I found it. I'm not doubting you. I'm just familiarizing myself with these as I see them. Cool. So that is the Sandpoint Devil's turn. Millie.
You said sickened 2? Or
Yes.
sickened as
Sickened
well?
2.
Okay.
And that is a condition you cannot remove unless you use an action to make yourself retch. And then you have to make a flat check to see if it works. Millie.
Millie's just gonna go for some guaranteed fucking damage. So she's going to cast a rank 3 Force Barrage, formerly known as Magic Missile, for 21 points of force damage.
Wow. These are the Force Baguettes.
Yep.
So 21. Okay. Force Baguettes, extra toasty, come flying out of the flames, battering into the Sandpoint Devil. Why are you being this way? Owlbear Rodeo. As you... Whoa! I hit a button that suddenly was going to change its AC or its hit points to over 1,000. You don't want that.
Don't worry about it.
Lumi.
I will run as fast as my little legs can carry me, with Sava in tow, hoping to join the fight soon.
Basically a reverse of your previous action. This is going to get you sort of onto the festival street from Raven Street. You're a little bit further there. You guys are in full combat mode, anime running, full strides. Icselo. There you go.
Unmute myself. I'm going to... Gosh, dude, I have nothing without my gear. I'm gonna try a vicious strike. It counts as 2 attacks, but if I land, I deal an extra die of damage.
It's called a vicious strike.
Yes.
I laughed because I was looking it up and I typed viscous, which I think is something very different.
My viscous strike. Alright. Not great on the first one.
Use a die, re-roll that.
Alright, I can do that. Significantly better. No, but doesn't hit. 26.
Just miss.
Do I get any kind of bonus for my companions being here?
You do not.
Then I would like...
Did Natalin succeed at the vicious mockery?
No, I don't think so. I think I am just going to put myself in
Don't forget you have
between-
that extra action.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do that. I'm going to get in between them and everybody, and I'm going to attack 2 more times.
All right.
Which I think they drop with each one. What would the penalty be?
So you've taken 1 attack. So the first attack that you're taking is a -5. The first of these
So
two
it'd be-
attacks is a -5,
Gotcha.
and then the next one would be a -10.
Okay, so this one will be +9, and the next one will be +4. For fuck's sake, dude. Okay, fuck my life. I'm hanging out. I'm in the way. Bring it on, Bill.
All right, well, Icselo, once again, you've put yourself in direct location of the, or directly adjacent to the Sandpoint Devil as it's preparing to take flight again.
I should have grabbed it.
I need somebody to roll a d6, please. Rerolling a 6. Actually, no. We'll leave the 6. Just roll a d6. Anybody?
I also refuse again.
5.
A 5. Oh no. All right, the Sandpoint Devil takes to the air again. You can use your reaction if you wish to make an attack.
God damn, bro. That's fine. I roll really well. Most of the time.
All right, this time it swoops across town, and as it does so, it's going to fly right practically overhead Lumi, swooping low over whatever 24 is, which is going to set fire to the roof of this building. Hold on. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, hold on. Zoom that out so everybody can see what's going on. Because as it's flying over, you son of a... As it's flying over, it flies overhead there. It's going to turn. And it flies over Sava's armory.
Use me.
Setting fire to this building. And it swoops down through this area here near the cathedral, skidding to a halt in front of the White Deer. Now, it is going to use its exit move. Somebody roll me a die and tell me if it's odd or even.
Odd.
Okay, so it is going to use a trample. I need all of you to roll me a d20 and add a 3 to what you roll.
15 total.
Got a 15, a 5, a 4, an 11. A 5, a 4, and 11. Oh, there's only 4 of you. I'm like, there's one missing. That is going to be... out on the street, Church Street, leading up towards the cathedral, as it landed and charged through the crowds there. Smaller crowds. 3 people are left trampled to death. All right. Cinematically, you can arrive at its location. Are you going to move as a group, or are you going to stay separated? Tell me what you're going to do in initiative order, Natalin.
I believe Natalin's going to turn and run back the way she came and go down Festival Street, then to High Street, to Church Street, and try to catch up to it.
How do we even know where the hell it is? It's literally on the other side of town.
You basically see where it. I mean, it's
probably saw it
airborne.
fly, right?
It's airborne. You can see, especially from the market
It
square.
was airborne until it landed.
Right, but you also know Sandpoint very well, and you know what direction it went, and you saw where it went down. Are you going to stick with Natalin, or are you going to take your own way?
Are you talking to me? Millie can't keep up with Natalin.
Cinematically, you can run in this. This isn't regular rounds, so.
Oh no, I know, I understand that. I'm saying cinematically, Millie can't keep up with Natalin. Millie can't keep up with any of them.
Okay.
She's a middle-aged woman. They're all young, fucking athletic sprites. So, no, she can't keep up with them. She'll try,
So,
but she's not
I'm
gonna
gonna-
make it.
So there's a possibility of something here. It's just a 1 in 12. I would like you to roll me a d12, because you're going to need to do it anyway.
Four.
I am not exaggerating. I can show you this later if you want to see it. But the 1 of 12 that has the possibility of helping you in this moment was the 4. As you are charging your way, a pack of stampeding animals crosses your path. I need you to first make either an athletics or a nature check, either to avoid being trampled or to try to guide the animals around you. And then I'll tell you, based on that, what the potentially helpful part of this is.
How mean are you being with the DCs?
They're
You
pretty
don't
average.
know it?
They're pretty average.
If they're average, I'm gonna take my assurance for a 15 on athletics.
Is that your final answer?
Yep.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know that I could roll any better.
What does assurance
But
do?
since you asked me twice, I'm guessing 15's
Assurance
not
is
going to do it.
Assurance is kind of like taking 10. in
Okay, that's what I
older
thought.
version
Yeah,
of
I know
D&D.
you've used it before.
It's
I
a
w-
feat that you can take to automatically.
Yeah,
roll
I was trying to
certain
remember if it was take the number or if it was take a bonus to the number.
No, it's take the number. So I'll roll it for a 20, which is marginally better.
So I was going to say, when you were asking about, I guess we have different opinions of what medium is in, median is in Pathfinder. I think it was Icselo, somebody it was Lumi, that I believe just hit the DC with a 20. They're not all exactly 20, but in this case, you do hit the DC that allows you to sort of guide the animals. Go ahead and roll me a D100. I have the chance is very high. I just want to make sure. I want to see what you get.
A 22.
So this was a slightly less than when Baron had Icselo had the 50% chance of landing in front of a weapon thing. You had a 25% chance. You rolled in the first 25. One of the animals stampeding past you is a particularly familiar donkey by the name of Pickle, that you could hitch a ride on if you wanted to.
It's Pickle. We love Pickle.
Sure.
You don't have to, but if you do, actually, I'm just curious.
I will
here.
only do it on one condition. You've already caught horses on fire. If Pickle is going to be in any danger whatsoever, absolutely the fuck not.
So, behind the curtain, the horses ran away, and they're fine. I'm only killing people, not horses.
Look, I've got scars, man.
I know.
Scars.
I'm well aware.
And Lionel, if you're watching this, it's your fucking fault. All right.
I am not that cruel. Why is it?
So sure, I'll catch a ride on pickles if it makes it better for everybody.
I don't know why the why isn't that? It's not telling. I'm just going to assume. I'm not finding what I'm looking for in the way of trying to find a donkey and what its speed is. I could have swore we had one on here. Anyway, I'm going to say it allows you to get there a little quicker. Lumi.
Lumi is going to be seeing it fly overhead. She's going to chase it. Up
And-
this way.
Seeing it fly overhead, and basically this is one of those things where as you're running through the alleyway, you see it swooping overhead, making passes, and then you come around the side and you see it actually what it does in that clearing in front of the cathedral, or off to the side of the cathedral on Church Street where the bonfire was set up. It actually lands passing through the bonfire, setting sparks, and that's when it goes into its trample action. So, well, I'm going to say cinematically again, if you choose to, you can get to wherever you want in relation to the Sandpoint Devil. All of you should be moving yourself to wherever you want in relation to it. And then Icselo.
If we're all running that way, I would like to stop at the garrison and get my equipment.
Perfect. Garrison is at 10. Okay. So you're getting geared up. And then you're able to get to roughly where the bonfire is, then, we'll say. Kind of where Millie is. Similar to what I allowed for Sava and Lumi in their arming up. So you have your gear. I would like Icselo and Lumi to each roll me a d12. Did I have you roll a d12, Natalin? I don't think I did. So you also need to roll one.
I got an 8. Lumi got a 6.
I got a 9.
Perfect. 3 completely different ones. Lumi, make me a reflex or acrobatics check as you are making your way through these alleyways, and the entire side of a building starts to crumble down.
22.
That is a success. So you and Sava are able to dodge out of the way. An 8 for Icselo. I need a reflex saving throw as one of the buildings you run past. It's kind of as you're running along, some of the like hanging signs and a couple shutters are starting to falling debris.
Total of 22.
Also a success. And Natalin.
9.
9. Oh yeah, sorry, you rolled a 9. I'm like, wait, I didn't tell you what to roll. You hit as you're running up to where the Sandpoint Devil is. There's a section of the ground where it landed with such force that it created this sort of depression. So you sort of stumble through this sudden change in terrain. I need a reflex or acrobatics check.
Reflex of 28.
Also a success. So you recover and you're able to continue on. You guys are all rolling great on these obstacles. And this is going to bring us into round 4 of direct combat with the Sandpoint Devil. Natalin, what would you like to do?
spend my first action retching.
All right. You need to make a save. You basically have to save against the original effect to see if you're able to.
That's fortitude, right? I believe that's
Yes.
Okay. Oh, maybe this is a 24.
A 24 is a failure.
Okay, so then for my this is iffy, but we'll try it again. Okay, I still feel sick. I don't get rid of any of that. I'm going to try to illuminate the Sandpoint Devil with my moonlight ray again. Okay. It's gonna be a lot harder to do. Oh, I got a nat 20! So that's a 30 total. Right now, because I'm sickened. But it's a nat 20 on the die. Woo.
Okay. So that, because it's not a critical, it does change your success level up one. Is that how that works? I always forget how that works. When the total you rolled isn't...
The total I rolled was 30, but I rolled a 20 on the die.
Right. Does anybody remember that?
So 30 would just be a success. Let me does a 20 on the die roll change it regardless? Like, does it bump it up a level or no?
20 on a die roll means you have a crit unless you are less than 10 below the DC, even with the 20. In which case it goes down to a regular success.
Okay, I rolled with a total of 30.
Which is not 10 more than the AC.
But it's still a nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still a crit. Yeah.
So it's a crit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, like if you roll a nat 20,
Yeah. Okay.
30,
it was what I said in the
AC
first
of
place.
40, right? If it has an AC of 40, it would go down from a crit to a regular hit.
Right. It's what I said in the first place. It increases your degree of success by one step. So even though it's a regular success, the nat 20 still makes it a crit.
Yeah.
Okay, so for a critical success, the target will take double damage.
So you're gonna roll the whatever it was. What was it?
It's 5d6 cold and then
5d6 spirit, and then you're gonna double that total.
Okay, so cold. So I rolled 20 cold, so it'll be 40 cold. And 18 spirit, so that's 36 spirit. 78 damage. $76 damage.
I would like now before you get excited. I'm not saying tell me how do you do this, but I do want to know what this absolutely devastating Moonlight Critical, which sounds like an amazing indie band, by the way.
Moonlight Critical.
I want to see Moonlight Critical. What does this look like as I show you here in a moment? What the remaining health is.
Oh, wow. So, again, we see this light just kind of blast down on the Sandpoint Devil, and in this time, it's almost like he's frosted, well, because of the cold that hits him from this light. His fur, everything kind of frosts all up, and then the radiance of the holy light kind of manages to, I'm going to say set it on fire, but it's a cold fire. It's a burning of like almost of ice as he's covered in the rime, and he sparkles and sizzles, and once it's all over, we see him damaged quite a lot, but maybe some parts are still frosted. Some limbs, etc., are still covered in frost. He's missing, I don't know what he has, like maybe one of his eyes. One of his eyes has been frozen shut completely, like it's an ice.
I
right
think
now.
even anywhere, the eyes, the wings, where they looked like they were perpetually, like the burned edges of the holes in its wings, anywhere that had flame coming off of it, now just has steam rising from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other actions?
No, because I tried
That's
to.
right.
Yeah, so that is me done.
It takes a step forward, stumbling. Takes another step, stumbling. Lumi, it's lumbering towards you, staggering. But with one eye completely iced over and the other sputtering weakly in flame. It has eyes only for Natalin that has done most of the significant damage to it.
I'll yell out something snarky to the Sandpoint Devil. Hey, down here, she says ferociously, as she has Monarch ready, and she's going to attack the Sandpoint
Hold on.
Devil.
It's not your turn yet.
times.
It's the Sandpoint Devil's
Oh.
turn.
And
And
I'm sorry. I heard my name. I'm
but
sorry.
I want you,
Sorry.
because of the shouting, which is a free action, I want you to make an impression, I guess, or attempt to see if you can draw its attention towards you. Or intimidation, whichever you prefer. That was almost a 20.
That is the third time that has happened tonight, where it goes almost a 20, hits the side of the box, and rolls over to an 8.
It's a small
That's
box.
gonna-
Whoops.
Hmm?
Sorry.
Hmm.
Never mind.
It's gonna be a total of 20.
A total of 20 versus its will. So that is not going to succeed. It is not paying attention to you. I think... Now, I want to make sure I'm not going against the rules here. Spellcasting is one of my weaker spots. In Pathfinder, when you have a list of spells, you only have that spell for the number of times it's prepared, correct?
Yes.
So if it doesn't have like a ×2 or ×3 or whatever next to it, it's that one casting and then it's gone. Kind of like spell slots, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Basically, when you do the preparations, you assign a spell.
Right.
to...
I was pretty sure of that. I just wanted to double check. Because that means I can't do the Visions of Death spell again. No, I can't do that. I can't. Somebody roll me a d4.
A 3.
Damn it. It can't use its accursed breath. Alright. This is what it's going to do. It is going to use one action to... Let me see what this would be. No. Damn it. It's going to suddenly launch forward, barely clearing you, Lumi. It's going to use 2 actions to fly the distance to Natalin. And then it is going to, as it flies right at you, low to the ground, Natalin, its mouth is wide open, and it is just going to make a jaw attack at you. I'm going to use the die you assigned me, Tamiko. I'm going to roll it in my skull dice tower. And now it is completely in shadow, and I can't see it. Light. And because I am nothing if not honest, I rolled a natural 1.
My juju.
I am going. Yeah, so I am going to. How did I say my dice work? They're not quite the same as yours. Yeah, I think I spend one. Yeah, I spend one.
Are you trying to re-roll?
Yes, I'm
One.
re-rolling, which
Yeah.
is just one.
I thought they were the same for you as they were.
Yeah,
for us.
there's a slight variance, but
Yeah.
Here we go again. Oh no. Okay, that is a 14 on the die. So that is going to be a 34 to hit, Natalin.
So my AC right now, because I'm sickened 2, is a 21.
So that's going to be a critical hit.
Yes, it is.
So it is going to do 14 plus 12 is 26. It's going to do 52 points of piercing damage as it lunges at Natalin, slamming into her, clamping its jaws on the side of her neck and shoulder, and driving her down to the ground with it still in still in its jaws. As Natalin is going to crash to the ground.
8 less, I'm
And-
still at 0.
Okay.
Whoops, that's the wrong one, but it'll work. Nope, you're not player 1, you're player 2. I got these working on this screen. You are unconscious, dying. Because it was a critical, you actually take dying 2 when you get knocked unconscious. Which means you only are going to get a maximum of 2 checks in your death checks, whatever they call them. Death saves. We know that's what they are. That is the end of the Sandpoint Devil's turn. You have all watched as it has just dropped Millie and is in the process of trying to basically bite her head off.
Natalin.
Natalin, that's what I meant. Millie, you're up.
Yep. Baguettes. Suddenly baguettes. 18 plus 6 is 24. Fiery baguettes burst from Millie's outstretched hand, striking the weakened devil for what I just said, 18 plus 6.
So 24 points. Millie, how would you like to end this?
The devil's just crunched Natalin down to the ground, and as it pops back up with blood dripping from its maw, self-satisfied, a flurry of magical baguettes hits it in its head and
What a fucking way to go.
just knocks it over.
This is such an anime thing. This is like something out of like One Piece or something. Everybody's attacking violently and then baguettes. This thing stands up. Natalin's blood dripping from its maw. Natalin at its feet. It begins to roar and then thoosh, 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 thoosh. It staggers backwards. And Lumi, it collapses at your feet. And as it does so, it clears the view so that you can see Natalin unconscious. We are now out of initiative order as the Sandpoint Devil has been defeated. And I don't think I have that on this one, so I can't do that. I thought I had an audio cue. I do not. But you all hear in this moment this reverberating deep bass that you have only heard one time before. That indicates you have eliminated the second doom. And I think that's where we're going to end. I want to end on this high note with the sad music just starting, as there are, at least that you know of, 10 dead civilians in Sandpoint, numerous injuries, buildings on fire, and Natalin unconscious and bleeding out on the ground in front of all of you. And currently unconscious at dying 2.
Don't worry, I've got potions, dog. You're fine. You'll be fine.
As you all begin to make your way in this sort of, as the camera pulls away and we begin to go to roll credits on this episode, the camera passes back by some of the buildings, moving past all of you, almost like in slow motion. You are running past the camera, and just around the corner of one of the buildings, Caleb Voldemar is watching, sees Natalin, turns his back, and walks into the shadows. And that is going to end episode 58. That is the end of the second Doom. And that is our last session of 7 Dooms for Sandpoint until we return in August. I don't remember the exact date, but whatever that first Monday in August is.
Holy butt nugget, Jacob. Does that mean we're on a new chapter?
We are finally entering chapter 5, and guess what? You are all leveling up. What's your new level now?
Oh my god. 7.
Okay.
I think we're becoming...
I've said it before. I get confused because in the Pathfinder and D&D game that I'm running, you guys are relatively close in level, and you guys tend to level up similarly, though I think they might be 2 levels ahead of you guys. I think they just hit 9. They might be 8. But yeah, you guys will hit level 7. And when we return, we're going to need to figure out, during all of this, where has Velynia been and what has been happening to her? Mysteries, intrigue, cliffhangers, all of those things. I don't know why that song's still in there. I hate that song. Though we are going off the air for the month of July, there is still, but most likely scheduled. There is scheduled. I hesitate because you never know what life events happen, but we are scheduled to play Sky Metal tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here with our Dungeon Master Vi, myself, and Kaeryn, Sarah, and Em. And then on Thursday we have a final Kids on Bikes before the hiatus. But one note I forgot to mention at the top: keep an eye out on MTD. There is a possibility, a very strong possibility, that there will be either in the month of July or in August, happening once, maybe twice, 1 or 2 special one-off charity events. One of them will be hosting for an event, but it will have the events, though they will be playing at a different location. They will be well-known D&D celebrities. And if this other event happens, I think it's not a matter of if it happens, it's when it happens. Either in July or August, we're still working on ironing out the dates, is another fundraiser where I will be running a game with some very special players for a very important cause. I'm being deliberately obtuse here because we haven't confirmed a few things, but I want to tell you to please watch this space.
Hey, hop into the Discord if you're not there already.
Yeah.
'cause news might be there.
That's a great place to go. Thank you for that. And then you can always just keep an eye on MTD on I don't know, I think these days Instagram or Blue Sky are probably the best ways. MTD Jake on Blue Sky, Jake of the Internet with dashes on Instagram. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. I wanted to shout out additionally Cari from across the pond while on vacation tuned in to resubscribe for 62 months, and our good friend Erasmus Expeditions, where you'll be able to catch Baron and I on 3 separate dates in July over on Erasmus Expeditions YouTube channel, resubscribed for 30 months. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you to everybody hanging out in the chat. We always appreciate people hanging out and having conversations in the chat. Tamiko putting together the bingo cards all the time for fun and excitement. And thank you to all of you if you like to lurk quietly in the background, or maybe you are watching later with us on the VOD. Know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy these games as much as we enjoy playing them. And finally, a huge thank you to these incredible players. I love playing this game. I love playing this campaign. We're playing Seven Dooms for Sandpoint, but with a whole bunch of other stuff thrown in the mix. It's become definitely an MTD Jake campaign built on the bones of the existing campaign module. And I love seeing where all of you guys are going with your characters and all of the things that are happening while I continue to throw insanity at you, and just getting to play with you guys all the time. So thank you as always to Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Baron, and though she was not with us tonight, she was with us in spirit, Cari, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want. MTD.